Yeah, 1, 2, here we go.
Yo, what's all I'm on the rise, yo, we love to get the money. This a podcast, you can catch us being funny. Yeah, from 7 to 9, we Liddy and live. So stop everything, this is serious vibe. Catch us on the Wednesday, it's Liddy on the hump day. Listen in your car, got the Beamer or the Hyundai. Facebook Live, we live and direct.
Cheers, that was rough.
Kick it when it's freestyle respect. Have a lot of topics, we always got it poppin'. You know we neighborhood, we always kickin' knowledge. Yeah, that's the stealer, we do it for the people. Flagger than the ego, we ordinary people. We be kicking in, cause you know we living in. Come and catch a vibe, cause it's live, come and witness it. We down for each other, no matter the weather. It's the beat 139, cause Harlem stay together. What's up?
Yeah.
We rockin' in the street.
1, 2, yeah. B139.
Yeah, what up, y'all? Welcome back to the Beat 139. I'm Doc.
I'm Don Vito, what's good? We got my man, without further ado, we got my man Sean Cross in the building. Everybody knows Sean Cross. Ain't a whole lot of that. Harlem's own Sean Cross.
Harlem in the building.
He brought that juice bar, the first one out of 400 and something guests. Out of 400 and something guests, found our weak spot. He brought the juice bar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Only Sean Cross can do something like that, man.
You gotta bring the shots for the
Bring the
brothers.
shots for the brothers.
Shot, bring the shots.
Yeah, that was all right, man.
Yes.
It's all right, man. Non-alcoholic
No
herbs.
alcohol, man. All herbs.
Herbs. All roots. Sean, how you doing, bro?
I'm pretty fair for a square, man. I can't complain. You know?
Yeah.
I can't do no complaining. Life is good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. I'm on ice. My health is good. The family is good. Kids is good. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
How you doing?
What's up?
I'm doing all is well, man.
Good.
All is well,
Good
brother.
to see you, good brother.
Yeah, man. All is well. Good to see you too, man.
Yes.
You know, we got a little history, go back a little bit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, you know, a lot of people know your name, but they don't know your story.
Right.
So I brought you on here so you can tell people your story.
Right.
You know, where you from. So tell everybody where you from,
Yeah.
and we get into it from there, man. For
Yeah.
people that don't know you, but we got viewers, all our viewers ain't from Harlem,
Right.
they from all over the world. So
Right.
we want to let them know what's going on.
Well, you know, my name's Sean Cross. I'm from 116th Street in Manhattan Avenue. Well, from 16th Street in Manhattan all the way down to Lenox. You know, from Harlem, from New York. I'm from Harlem, but I rep all 5 boroughs. So, you know, 116th Street for life. 116, 117, 115, 112, 113. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that.
140. You know what I'm saying?
So how was life growing up in Harlem for you as a youngster?
For me, life was beautiful, man. You know, despite seeing the things that I saw growing up in the, you know, early 80s, you know what I'm saying? It was still beautiful, you know. You know, I had a good home. I come from a good foundation. My mother and father was together, you know what I mean? I went to great schools. You know, had a lot of love in my hood, man. They raised me, man. I have no complaints. I can never say nobody looked out for me. I did it on my own, and I don't have that story. I was well taken care of by the community and my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, I was taken care of.
So that's a good thing, because a lot of people is the opposite. They say the opposite. You come in and you say how the hood,
Yeah.
you know, was good to you.
Yeah, because, you know, I can't speak for every ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But my hood, the OGs that was on my block, they emphasized education. Education was key to them. Drugs was not the key unless you was really dirt poor and your mother was on drugs and your father was gone. You know, you might have got a package, but other than that, they encourage, get a good report card, I'm gonna buy you a bike, I'll get you some clothes, bring me a good report card.
And you know, OGs, I know you talk about from your hood, they do a lot of giving back.
Yeah, they
have
did.
the cookouts and they do a lot of things. So
Yeah, one brother in particular, his name was Rico, you know, from 7th and Lenox, Harlem World Block, Malcolm X Block. He would, every time school time would come back around, the have-nots, he would take care of them, get them clothes, school supplies, erasers, pencils, notebooks, sneakers, jeans, book bags, and so forth and so forth. So I watched Rico do that as a kid to the less fortunate in my community. For the less fortunate in my community. Rico. That's the first person I saw do that. And last person, I've never really seen a dude by the whole block. 16th Street is a long block.
Yeah, it's long, right?
So it's like from 7th to Lenox, that, all those poor kids that was at that time, I'm talking back, you know, back then it was hard, you know?
Yeah.
He would, you know, everybody fresh for the first day of school, you know, that's the most important part of the year, which is the first day of school.
That first day of school,
So the brothers took care of us, man. I was first.
First day.
First
I
day.
made sure, that first day is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You can, the other days you can go back to your norm.
Yeah.
But the first day,
That first day.
you had to come through with it all.
Yeah.
It was showtime.
You go back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Brooklyn.
that's the hard. They might do it in Brooklyn, bro. I can't relate to them too much. But I know
That's
Harlem,
everywhere, B.
I know how to
everywhere.
we came
First
through.
day of school is everywhere.
Everywhere,
man,
yeah,
you know?
everywhere, yeah. That's just like Easter.
Yeah, like he said.
You
Can't wait.
Nah, man.
Got your shit laid out for tomorrow. Can't wait to show
It
everybody
might
what
be
you
different
see.
that Monday, but that Sunday you're gonna be fresh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. So, you saying, you know, when you came up with a lot of love from the family, from the hood.
Right.
So, what were you into at that time? As far as like, did you get in any trouble? Did you play ball? What did you do? Did you know, Harlem, how we grew up?
Yeah, I was a bad kid. I got a lot of ass whoopings. I put my parents through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a rebellious kid, B, you know? I was rebellious, man. You know what I'm saying? When I first came out, like me and my cousin, we had a chuckle up table. That was the first hustle we really had. You know what I'm saying? We was little kids, so we had the chuckle up table. I never packed bags. I never squeegeed.
Yeah.
The hustling we was doing at that time was chuckle up and going to the store for drug dealers.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was into as a kid. My He-Mans, my G.I. Joes, you know, Hot Wheels, going to Cosmos, movie theater, break boogieing and break dancing, you know what I'm saying? You know, listening to rap music, listening to the Delphonics, Stylistics. You know, it was you know, it's levels.
Right.
I didn't get into the streets until, you know, later on. But the beginning, it was all, you know, good kid shit, but still bad rock fights.
Right.
You know, bottles at the junkies, you know what I'm saying? Putting firecrackers in the junkies' pockets. You know, we was bad little niggas, B. You know what I'm saying? Cursing like sailors. You know, big niggas catching us cursing. Why you cursing like that, man? And you ain't got nothing to say. And he said, you got money in your pocket? Nah. Pull out a big knot, give you $100 and, you know,
Go about your business.
go about your business, B.
$100.
But he-
Went a long way, man.
Yeah, back then.
Hold on. $100 back then?
Yeah,
Remember they had the Mike and Ice with the little red fish?
That's
Yeah,
it.
little fish and all that.
10
Yeah,
cent
they
fish
fish.
at the dollar store.
Fish is a dollar.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know what you give $100?
When you start off, you crazy.
You
$100. I was
the quarter
doing
juices
shit.
and all that?
Yeah.
Quarter
But he
water?
put it back with the chuckle luck, 'cause that's what we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, chuckle up.
Yeah,
Yeah, chuckle
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Go to the box if you got some luck.
Yeah.
When they had the game on my block on 39th Street, I sat right there next to him like this, go to the store. Boom. Yeah, $50.
We used to hustle on 39th, man. 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the back. My man Starving Marvin, God bless him dead.
Yeah, Marv.
Starving Marv.
Yeah. Marv, yeah.
Yeah, Marv bought us up there. We had the spot further up the block.
Yeah,
to go 7th
132. I know
Yeah.
Marv was doing
Yeah,
132.
yep. Old Harlem.
Yeah.
Yes, all Harlem World.
Yeah, old and new. Past, present, and future,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. King Towers tournaments and all that.
King Tower, Smokey's Machine, man.
Yeah,
Smoking
yeah.
machine.
Yeah. El Madels, Madrigs,
Yeah,
And Freddie
Biggest-
Myers out there. It's
Freddie
crazy.
Myers,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
African Smokey, you know, Lane
Yeah.
Faust,
Yeah.
you know, it's big dudes, man.
Yeah.
Downtown
Big
Manhattan.
dudes.
Big Dave. Downtown
Big
Manhattan.
Dave.
Big dudes.
All the world
Big
they have.
Dave, East Side.
Chubb, Red Jacket.
Red Jacks, you know what I'm saying? Candyman.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Black Unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The
Back
first-
then, that's when the game rooms they started.
The game was popping.
Game rooms was big back then.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody had the game
pinball
room.
machine and all that type of stuff.
Centipede.
Pac-Man was crazy.
Space
Centipede.
Invaders.
Galaxy.
Space Invaders, yeah.
Yeah.
Donkey
Good
Kong.
old
Good old days.
days. Donkey Kong.
Classic times.
Yeah. So moving right along.
Yeah.
So you said later on, You ain't get in trouble when you was young, when you got a little
I
older.
got trouble when I was young too. I got kicked out of Catholic school for fighting a nigga for stepping on my British and Playboys and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you
Sweet
beat a
shits.
nigga up, you get the blame. But the culprit was him.
Right. Yeah.
He stepped on my shit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I turned out good at the end of the day when they counted me out.
Right.
My family, because you know, when you wild and you a kid, they didn't want you to go to school, be doctors and lawyers and so forth and so forth. And then when that don't happen, and you know, they like, man, we gotta get this nigga grave plot ready. You know, or we gonna be going to visit this nigga for the rest of his life. It's either or, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
I just thank God that it didn't go that way. You know what I'm saying? But the stories is and the knowledge is there. You
Yeah,
know?
it definitely is, man. You know, that's the world we lived in, man, coming up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people all the time, we was poor, but we ain't know we was poor.
Nah.
Nah, they ain't no.
Because my mother kept everything clean,
Yeah.
you know? So even though we didn't have, you didn't realize you didn't have.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
When you ran out of meat, you put mayonnaise on the sandwich.
Exactly.
And that was that. You didn't say, oh, we ran out of meat, we got mayonnaise now. Nah, you did it and you was happy about it. It wasn't a bad thing.
Nah, it wasn't.
But it was a
You're right.
poor thing.
Yeah, it was.
We went through it and we weathered the storm, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank God for our beautiful black queen mothers and grandmothers and aunts.
Yes.
That took care of us along that way and kept food on that table, and our grandfathers that worked endless nights.
Yes.
And brought the check straight to grandma, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A lot of
I think
sacrifices
the black
made.
women don't get enough credit.
Well, she's been getting credit from us
Right.
because she's been with us since day one. You know what I'm saying? There's no life without the black woman and the black man. It doesn't happen like that.
True.
So she's always been number one to us. Maybe to the world she's not number one, but to us, she's always been number one.
Yeah, always. That's
Always and forever will be number one.
Exactly.
You know?
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
So, we gonna keep it in the hood for a little while. Remember
Yeah.
123rd Street, PL?
PAL, 138th Avenue, Cross Street from the precinct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never.
I'm getting flashbacks right now. And everybody, a lot of people smoking dust back.
That was the water block.
Yeah.
That dust thing, that was a water block.
Time.
Yeah.
That was the capital.
See,
That's
we
the
was
capital,
we was
123rd
Street.
yeah, y'all was see PAL was for that area, for my area, which was 7th and Lenox. We was going to Millbank.
Millbank.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
it
was
was
going to
Millbank.
Millbank on 18th Street between Lenox and 5th.
Yeah.
You know, with the pool in the basement and all that. You know
I
what I
played
mean?
tournament over there.
Yeah, Millbank biddies,
Biddies.
small fry,
Small fry, yeah, juniors, seniors,
juniors. Yeah.
different color t-shirts.
Classic. Chanel
Yeah.
Scott come out that block. That's my
Yeah,
boy.
from Millbank.
Yeah, he from 18th Street between Lenox and 5th. Yeah.
Red Orchard from Boston.
Yeah. Classic.
18th Street between Lenox and 5th.
Classic.
You gonna look at 118th Street between Lenox and 5th right now, you'll never believe you third happened.
Nah, it's all renovated. Harlem is
Oh,
renovated.
man,
Harlem
that thing is
17 between
renovated.
Lenox and 7th
is renovated. Yeah.
Renovated.
That's
moved
when
there.
my mom grew up. I was there my first 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I'm from originally downtown, then we moved to 39th Street.
Right.
I was 5 years old, but my sister's no older than me. My mom grew up on 117 Lenox and 5th.
Yeah, that's the block. Right around the corner from Grand Court. Like Grand Court goes in the block. That's what Horace and them.
Horace, yeah, Horace from my block. Yeah, I knew Horace.
I knew Horace since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the liquor store was across the street from their building and all that. And the nigga caught a shop, big ass shop.
Yeah, from the shop. Yeah,
it was hanging. Classic shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Old Hollow, man.
Yeah, them blocks were flooded back
Yeah,
then.
man. Roasted peanuts and cold Pepsi, man. Good summers, man.
Everything was over there back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everything was over there back then. I
Beautiful.
go through it now, it's like, man, this.
It's gentrified now, man.
Man,
Gentrified.
seriously, you'll never know the things took place, man. That's why we gotta tell these stories, man. That's why we
Yeah.
gotta tell these stories. 'Cause
Immortalize
a lot of people, they go around it now and think that's what it is. It's not what it is, man.
Nah.
That's what it is now, but that's not what it was, man. There was some real stories going on. Some real heavy hitters lived in them areas, man.
Nah.
Big-
Listen,
big-
listen,
yeah.
big millionaires, man.
Big
Black people
millionaires.
black people been in this thing, doing this thing big, man.
Yeah.
For a long time. Since I was a kid, watching cars roll by with playing hip hop as a little boy, man. And you know, it inspired you, man. Like, you know, I love basketball, I love sports. You know, the Hank Aaron's and you know, hockey, you know. But I couldn't touch those dudes. The dudes that I was able to touch, they was out there every day and they knew me and had conversations with me and I understood that they was wealthy humans.
Right.
Nigga pulled the nigga, Gene Griffin showed me and my uncle $1 million one day in Rolls Royce. The brown Rolls Royce by Foster. I'm a little kid, I'm with my uncle. That nigga Gene told my uncle, nigga, you ain't never seen $1 million in cash and popped the trunk, it was $1 million in that junk. Wallahi.
Right.
Gene Griffin.
Yeah,
Nigga that was just the Teddy that died and all that. Gene, he from 16th Street, originally. You know? So
You from downtown, right, Shaw?
Yes, yes,
I know Gene.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's his dream. That's his
Okay, you know, OG know what it
Yeah, he
is.
did 30 years.
Yeah.
31.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 31 years. I'm bad.
All that count.
Yeah, all that count, man. Every day,
That's why I
man.
said 31. That should count.
That shit hurts too.
Shit.
That last one was the hardest.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because you knew you was coming. You knew you was coming
Yeah,
back to
man.
society. Welcome back, big bro.
Yeah, he back doing it big right now.
As he should be, man.
Yeah, man. So
Congratulations.
let's move it up just a little bit though.
Yeah.
So when you started rapping, when you got interested, I mean, you know, introduced to the, so you said you was hearing rap coming up and down the blocks in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
So what influenced you to say, you know what, let me get out of shot a little bit?
What influenced me, like, I mean, I was always influenced by Curtis Mayfield, you know, Marvin Gaye's, listening to my pops, listen to the, you know, when Marvin Gaye was rapping on Trouble Man and Curtis Mayfield and Pusha Man, you know, I was always influenced. And I remember doing the Patty Duke and all that shit when Rappers Delight came out and when the message came out, and I'm, you know, but, you know, break dancing and watching Beat Street and breaking and all that shit was all inspiring, B. You know what I'm saying? But it was a dream that was too far-fetched for my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit was unlikely to happen for us in the community. It's like 1 out of 1 million niggas gonna make it in that game. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really, I wanted to, I said in the back of my mind, I would do that if I could learn how to do it, I'd do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to focus on that as a main premises of getting out the ghetto.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I was in my incarceration. I was up north. You know what I'm saying? In '92, and my man Gotti. I was rapping. I had wrote some joints, and he was like, "Yo, Grim, you can rap, B." I said, "You like that?" He was like, "Nah, B. You got some shit, my nigga." So he let me hold, this is my man from the block. So we in the same joint together. So he gave me his headphones and his Walkman, and it was a Redman tape. Redman album had just dropped. And I was, you know, listening to Redman, listening to the beats, writing shit in my mind off the Redman beats and shit like that. And then I came home and my homeboy Kiki, Unique from Manhattan Avenue, he introduced me to Chip Banks. God bless the dead. Chip Banks from 117th and Lex. And Chip was the first dude that I recorded with, man. Chip, Kiki, and my man Jerry, Jamaican Jerry, Coolie Jerry. He was on the hook. And we recorded that in somebody's room with bunk beds and shit in it. And yeah, that's the first time. But Gotti was the first person that really was like, "Yo, Grim, you can rap, nigga. Go ahead, make it make sense."
So once you recorded, you felt that you're gonna go with it, or you still was into the streets?
I still was into the streets. I wasn't, you know, they was, all right, y'all gonna go ahead and try to make that make sense and do what it do. Y'all go ahead and do that. But I'm making it make sense on the street side at this time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't really focused on it, but I had it, but I wasn't really focused on it at all. My circle, the dudes that was around me at that time, they was focused on it. They was more adamant about me being in it and pushing me towards it than I was.
That's like a similar story like Ty and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Jay-Z was rapping back then too when he was younger.
Yeah.
And he was just playing with it, he was nice with it, but he didn't feel he was that nice with it. And Ty was the one that just kept pushing and pushing
nice. Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he got into it and he kept going. That's why Ty will be forever taken care of.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
and
fact.
Jay-Z is saying all the time, well, for this nigga right here, I wouldn't even be doing this like that. He the one that stand on my back about it.
Because it takes encouraging, you know, because the artists, you know, we deal with a lot of shit as human beings in life that we all deal with, but now we dealing with the craft at the same time. So when you dealing with the craft and life at the same time, you have to have somebody to give you that push. Like, yo, my nigga, sis, you got it. Beloved, you got it. You can do it. Good friends, good family members, grandmothers. My grandmother, Elizabeth Ross, she encouraged me. A lot of people encouraged it.
Yeah.
When they hear niggas spitting, you know, it's that nigga can do it.
Yeah.
He can make it make sense, you know? So that was the encouragement and the spark of that at that time what made me get into it, but I didn't go full force because again, I was in the streets, so I didn't probably get into it until later on.
So what's your educational level like?
Well, I'm a high school graduate, you know what I'm saying? I graduated from West Side, you know what I'm saying?
West Side.
Yeah, I graduated from West Side High School in '91. Then I went to jail, you know what I'm saying, right after I graduated. And I got caught with a pistol, you know, gun charge shit, did 8 months, you know, came back, but, you know, it's just...
The reason why I ask you that because outside of the rapping,
Yeah,
you know, my knowledge of knowing you for quite a while
right,
is that you're very knowledgeable and you're very educated. You always speak, even though you're from the streets,
right.
you can go at it with anybody. And I've seen you go at it with a lot of people going back and forth, you know what I'm saying, on the brain side, you know what I'm saying, on the knowledge, wisdom side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's how I really say, yo, this dude, when man, you first met.
Yeah,
I said, this dude here is serious, man. 'Cause you speak the facts. And he got a lot of smarts, man. That's why I said, what's your educational level like, man?
Right,
You know?
but I tell people all the time that my knowledge is that of a grain of sand in the Sahara Desert. I'm a student of education and knowledge. You know, my father was a book man. Like, I read Kaffa Boy, Life in South Africa, at 12, 11 years old.
Right.
You know, Man, Child in the Promised Land. You know what I'm saying? The Destruction of the Black Civilization. These books my pops put in my hand as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't a reader like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I read a lot of books, and I'm still not a reader geek. But I read a lot of literature.
Right.
But those books is the books that sparked that knowledge of self. Kaffa Boy, Life in South Africa was like the first book that I saw, that I read, that was like, you know, and I had to write an essay on that jump. My pops made me write an essay. Like, I had to read that and write an essay on it. So, you know, that those books, reading is the fundamental ingredient to knowledge of self. Because if you don't read, you won't know. This should say on the air, the beat 139. If you don't read that, you won't know what that says.
Exactly.
So reading is always the most fundamental as shit. That's why I'm able to write so much music, because I read a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Even
right.
in jail, I read a lot of books, a lot of literature, a lot of conscious literature, a lot of Dean Koontz, a lot of all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, my family always was educators. My mother worked for Teachers College. We always was on education. It was key. Wasn't no dumb shit going on in that house. You gonna read in here, nigga. So,
But you know what's crazy? A lot of people would say that going up to family household that you normally go straight. I tell people I know somebody too who had mom and dad. My whole block is only one person.
Yeah.
Both mom and dad, but
Yeah.
a lot of people, that's the misconception sometimes. They think, I think the odds is better for us to be in our kids' life. But what you experience, what you say about that?
well, it's the individual, because I chose the streets. The streets didn't choose me. I chose to go that route because I had parents that was adamant about education and saying this is what can get you this place in life. You know what I'm saying? But what I saw and what I was trying, you know, and then there'll be a time where I have to, I will explain to my father, because my kids, I didn't raise my kids, my sons, well, one of them wasn't really raised in the hood. One of them was, they don't, see, it's a difference. Like, you got levels of niggas in the hood. Like, you got your ball niggas that play ball. They'll beat a nigga up, but they not robbing and shooting and selling drugs. But they thug niggas, but they just play ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, I was just intrigued by drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? And my pops was a drug dealer on top of him being in my household.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And my family was, I got judges and lawyers and all type of shit in my family. You know, educators, like, but I'm from 116th Street. It's $1 million a day coming on this block.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah, it is.
say, okay, you want your child, my kids is good. You know, my sons, them niggas is on ice. Like, they the total opposite of what I was at their age. You know what I'm saying? And the times is different. We came up in the crack era, in the pandemic, in an epidemic crack, where it destroyed families, including mine. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and my story of hustling, the first nigga I saw was my man Kev Frost. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kev Frost. Welcome home, big bro. Love you, man. You know,
Are you home?
yeah,
he
Kev
home.
home. So, you know, and Kev was dirt poor. That's my nigga. You know what it is. He was, niggas' families is what it is, man. And I seen him in 1986. Underwood had threw a block party on 17th Street. And Kev had a bike. He had on some AJ. I'll never forget the day, but he had AJs on, pair of Patrick Ewing's, a ring, a whole handful of rings, and a bag of fireworks. And he was like 13, 12 at this time. 13. I said, yo, what the fuck is you doing? That nigga said, I don't get money, Grandma. I said, you get money? You get money doing what? That nigga said, Grandma, I'm selling crack, man. I'm selling jumbos, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and even though his Gloria, God bless her beautiful soul, Mama G was a good mother, man. You know, parents do the best that they can do for us. You know what I'm saying? But it's us is the ultimate decision makers in those situations. You can have the best house and all that shit. You give your kid everything, but your kid ultimately has to make those decisions. That's why you gotta keep, in this damn time, you gotta keep a lot of shit away from your children so it don't manipulate their minds like the streets manipulated my mind.
Yeah. I can relate to that story too,
You know?
trust me. So, coming up, everybody was telling you was nice, you know what I'm saying? You know, that you know, your pen game is crazy, your spit game is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I just seen the video with you on Swizz Beats.
Right.
How did that happen?
Me is like when I had caught this little situation, you know what I'm saying? With my daughter's mom's brother. And Swizz D. Y. Jabbar had came to see me on Rikers Island. And at the Id Festival, because I'm Muslim, so they came to the Id. And Swizz was like, I'm like, yo, B, I'm in this shit, man. You know, I ain't got nothing to do with this shit, man. Like, my bail was crazy. And, you know, and deep, why was like, yo, Grim, stop it, Cross. Allah's not gonna put a burden on you no more than you can handle. This is the time where you need to be writing. So I looked at him and I evaluated in my mind. I said, you know what? He right. So, you know, smoking my chronic in my cell, I enhanced my vocabulary and my lyrical content during that time. I refrained from the profanity as best I could and tried to come up with a concept of, you know, hardcore consciousness is what I call it. Because I always been a deep motherfucker, so just to kill, murder, bitch, coke, I just didn't feel that I wanted to go that way anymore without having an explanation to that cause and effect. So I built my craft in my cell, in the Beacon. I came home with 116s, and me and Ice Pick, God bless the dead, was at, we was at Pharrell's BBC opening. And Swizz had pulled up, and he was like, yo, what up? I just come home, like, yo, what up, man? He like, yo, what's going on? I said, you already know, man. You know what I'm I'm still in it to win it, man. He said, yo, you deserve it, B. You know what I'm saying? He'll take my number, call me, we gonna connect. You know, that's a little bro, so, you know, it's all good. So I called him. He was like, yo, my nigga, you different. You gotta come up with some, you gotta go all the way left with your shit. Like, you gotta go all the way left. So what spawned that, I'm going into what spawned the Ready record. So I was in my crib and I'm going through tapes. At this time, it's tapes. I still got tapes. So I go, I CDs. So I run across a CD with Grease on it. Grease, Infrared, and Cross. So I'm like, oh, let me play this shit. So the first beat, I was like, that probably was me and M Style back then. So the second beat, I was like, oh, this shit here sounding different. So I came up with some shit for it. And then I played the shit for Swizz. That nigga was like, yo, this shit's stupid, nigga. What the fuck is you into? I'm like, nigga, you like that? That nigga like, this shit crazy. So now I go on Twitter. He like, yo, go on Twitter. Tell them niggas to send beats. So I went on Twitter, told niggas to send beats. Boom, 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 boom. So some kids from London sent that track. And I'm in the studio. And I'm playing this shit. The nigga Swizz come in, he like, yo, what the fuck is that? I said, nigga, that's the shit them niggas sent from London, man. And he immediately made that hook. I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready. And I already had the verses, so, and we did that. You know what I mean?
So I think he went a little back. Can you go back? Cause that's 13. Cause I remember hearing you on the joint just before Alvin went away, like in the 90s. You was rocking with them. So can you go back how you started when you met them?
Right.
You started off by you was in jail.
Right.
With your sister, baby father.
Right. That was for that song.
That song.
So the
Can you go
Ruff,
back how
right.
you met them.
Right.
The beginning.
Right, the beginning, how I met Y first. I met Y through Donnell from 16th Street, a kingpin nigga, big Donnell Baldy, you know, the big homie. And he introduced me and my man Kiki to Y. This was back in like 93. I'm home on work release. We beating on the icebox. You know what I'm saying? Niggas shopping in their craft. They was shopping in our home. So he introduced me to Y back then. And Y was like, yo, listen, I'm trying to do this shit, man, and whoop-de-woo. I got this kid named Black. I'ma bring him down and let niggas, you know, y'all niggas spit. So he brings the kid down, and we in the block, we in 17th Street between Manhattan and 8th, we rapping and shit like that. And the kid later on would be DMX. And that wasn't the focal point. Because now they wasn't on yet. They was trying to get X in the position and looking for talent. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, I'm hustling, man. You know, I'm a street nigga, man. You know, I'm doing what I do. So I had to get out of a town in Maryland. It had got hot. I got out of there. I had some paper, you know, we trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out, you know, because I'm spending money, and I'm not hustling, so I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to see where I got to spend this money and build this shit. I got to come back to Harlem and build a block up. I'm just trying to figure some shit out. So my man his father, D.O., Donald, from the BX, Donald the twins, Ronald and Donald. Shout out to Ronald and Donald. D.O. was like, yo, you still rapping? So I was like, yeah, nigga, I'm still rapping. So it's like, yo, I know some niggas, man, that can, you know what I mean? This was 98 now. This is from 93, now we in 98 now. I haven't seen Y since 93. So now we're in 98. So I'm like, yeah. So now, at this time, I'm living on 140th with my soon-to-be wife, my daughter's mother, Shawnee, well, ex-wife. Shout out to Shawnee, shout out to Zaire.
Shawty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, so, family, yeah. So, why, D.O. like, yo, my man gonna meet us on 40. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's meet. So we meet, and then a nigga, we meet, and niggas jump out, I jump out, we jump out, then a nigga jump out. I'm looking, I said, yo, that's why, I know why. So why was like, cause the streets call me Grimmy. My street name is Sean Grimmy, you know what I'm saying? So why was like, yo, Grim, what up? I said, yo, this why, no, why, man? Y'all niggas ain't introducing a nigga to a nigga that nobody knows, man. Y'all niggas act like y'all bringing a nigga to Barry Gordy, man. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga Y was like, yo, man, it's on, man. You know, he was like, he was pop. He was like, yo, you remember homeboy bought you down? He was like, nigga, that nigga, his DMX now. I said, that's that nigga. Wow, like, yeah, that's it. Listen, the album is almost done. Listen, he played The Dark and Hell is Hot. It was on halfway done. I'm like, I said, wow, listen, I ain't gonna hold you, why? These rapping niggas be looking broke, man. Like, is it money in that shit or what, man? Because I don't have time. I'm trying to look for it at this time. Yeah. Why I said, listen, Grim, please leave it alone. It's over. The streets is over, brother. This is it. This is your realm right now. This is it. You need to make classics. So I said, okay, I got a little nigga that's fire, but he locked up, and that was Inf. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for Red. Yeah. So he like, yo, I know Inf because Chubb from Foster had introduced Y to Inf when, you know, Y's been out scouting for years. Y been out scouting.
Y be in the streets.
Y been in the streets. D was hustling, Y was in the streets, scouting for rappers, you know what I'm saying? So Inf was locked up for some bum ass robbery shit. Bail was 10,000. Niggas got him out. We had a battle down at Sony. It was about 40 niggas in that shit. At the end, it was only me, Inf, and Drag, and you know, the rest is history after that. After that battle, the rest is history. Then the first song that I did was with Jermaine Dupri and Mace, Platinum Plus on Volume 1, which went platinum. And, you know, the rest is history after that. That was the first song. D was like, yo, you about to do a song with Mace and Jermaine. I said, Jermaine? Who? He said, Jermaine Dupri, get your verse ready. I said, oh, man, y'all niggas. So my first record was with two megastars, you know what I'm saying? At this time. So, you know, that's how it all started, man. Big shout out to Big Donnell for introducing me to Y. Shout out to Y for making the Ruff Ryder dream come true. And shout out to DMX. I love you, big brother. I love you, man.
Yeah, because, so can you tell the people, when he said drag, you mean drag on?
Yeah.
No, I always have to tell, because sometimes we know what he's talking about, but I like
Flame on, drag on. Shout out to Drag On.
So, can you tell me about the song, the intro that people probably don't realize it was you, that you was on?
Oh, you talking about World War III?
Yeah.
Yeah, World War III features me, Snoop Dogg, Scarface, Young One, Jadakiss, Swizz Beats. And, you know, I was out, like, for a lot of the production in Ruff Ryders, I was there for Swizz when he was doing it because he was like the little bro, and Y was like, yo, this is my nephew. Y'all niggas get with him. Nephew, you get with these little niggas out of Harlem, and y'all niggas make that shit make sense. So a lot of the beats and production that y'all hear today, I was there for that. So when he did World War III, I'm like, he did that shit in the B room, in the back room. So I'm like, that's tugboats. I'm like, oh shit. So now,
so repeat that to the people whenever you're ready. But tell the people, because they probably know it, they didn't realize it was you.
Yeah. So when Swizz makes the beat, the team comes in, because we a team. So we orchestrate music. Only niggas that I know that orchestrate music like us is Dr. Dre. And I witnessed that being amongst Dr. Dre. That's my man. Shout out to Dr. Dre. So, in orchestrating music, at this time, D is the head like Voltron. So he got Ice Pick. And so it's me, D, and Ice Pick. So Pick like, Grim, just go in there and talk your shit. And you know what you do, just go in there and talk your shit. So I went in there and I talked my shit. It's the second time around, motherfuckers. Yeah. We the square root of the motherfucking streets, and you know what I mean, and all that shit, and boom, and the rest is history, man. But it started out from the B room and Powerhouse, and then all the other elements, Snoop Dogg, Brad Jordan, Scarface, Young One, Jadakiss, Swizz Beats, came after that. But I had laid all that shit prior to that. So I hyped them niggas up.
But people don't realize that intro, that little part you did was significant though.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that because when you came, it brought like, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't industry niggas, we in the streets niggas. Yeah, we the square root of the motherfucking streets. And Snoop said that to me. Snoop was like, yo, nigga, do you know what you just said? I'm like, oh gee, this is Harlem shit. Like we talk, I talk.
Yeah.
You know, uptown, downtown, east side, west side, it don't matter. We gonna talk the talk. So, you know, he was just like, yo, you don't know what you said.
Cause you did the top of the head, right?
I did it off the top of the head. Nah, I didn't write that. It's improv. So he like, nigga, you don't know what you said. You don't know the significance behind what you said. And I was a young nigga that really probably didn't understand the significance behind what I said, but understood that it's just real nigga shit. Like, we ain't industry niggas. We in the streets, niggas.
Yeah.
Like, these industry niggas is degenerates. You know what I mean?
Because it's great, a lot of you say that now.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. A lot of you say that now. I ain't industry nigga. I mean,
A lot of the
say that now.
slang, I invented all that slang because of Hawk, Guap, Poppin', Bra, all that shit, man. Reading Donald Gomes books. You know what I'm saying? Coming up with all that fly shit. Guap, yeah, Hawk. You know what I'm saying? That's from up north, you know, going to war with the Latino brothers. You know, the Muslim brothers, my big brother Abdul, I'm gonna put that Hawk in him, man. You know, the sword. So that's how Locks was able to get the word Hawk. And you know what I mean? Just giving up game. It ain't no thing. It's this family, B. The world is my family, man.
So at this time, when you got on, was the Locks and on the Rough Rider roster was the Locks and DMX, right?
Right, the Locks, DMX at this time, yes.
And you and F came.
We in the beginning. We come in the beginning of
Y'all was
DMY.
before Drag Home?
We was no. Drag was there before us.
Was Eve there too?
Nah, Eve
Nah,
came
Eve
after.
came after.
Eve battled Drag and Inf to get on in the studio. That's how she got on. She battled Drag and Inf. You know how two pits fighting one pit?
Yeah.
They ain't like a lion, like hyenas.
Yeah.
They was on her ass, but she was rumbling back, so she got on, and the rest is history. But that particular time, we, you know, Drag was building. We were building. The Locks and X was already molded already. And we were just trying to learn from X. Like X taught me music. Like I knew music, but X finessed me and helped me finesse my shit and understanding to write 16s and bars. So it was X and the Locks first, and then, you know, political shit with Drag and us. And you know, Inf and Behavior and them niggas was, so they ran with the Drag first, you know what I'm saying?
Cause one thing about why into bars heavy.
Yeah.
Cause like when I came home and shit, and I bumped into someone 4/5, I had
Yeah.
a couple artists and stuff.
Yeah.
They make us songs.
Yeah.
Cash was nice, but us was just more like make a song.
Mm-hmm.
So he told him to spit, and he's like, "Oh, he's cool." He's like, yeah. But I know he's like, I ain't gonna lie, like, spitters.
Yeah.
But down the line too though, cause I used to be, D, I knew D more than what.
Right.
Cause, I was in the streets, I was out of town.
Right.
D was out of town nigga.
Yeah, there was a B-more.
Right. So I was out of town, so we ran in different circles a lot. Me and him, Blue,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Blue, our nigga, shout out to Blue, man.
Shout out Blue.
Word up.
Ice Pick,
Shout out to Ice Pick, rest in peace,
you
my
know what I'm
brother. I
saying?
love you.
And what's his name?
Charlie, Scotty Rock.
Scotty Rock.
Yeah.
You know, that was the circle I grew up with.
Yeah,
Mark
facts.
125.
Yeah. That's,
Blue
yeah.
had the jewelry store.
Yeah.
Jury still right
And
there.
that's when
Black Man
D,
Jewelers.
that's Black Man
Black
Jewelers.
Man
D
Jewelers,
had clothing in there at the time.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
father
yeah.
had the business in there too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And homegirl who was writing the books at the time.
Terry Woods.
Terry Woods was
Yeah,
selling
True to
books
the
out
Game.
the truck.
Yeah.
True to the game.
Yeah.
That was a Mark. Listen, Mark
Yeah.
125. It was a hit. That was his
Booby Smooth.
That
was our office.
That was our office. Everybody met there. We came back in town. We went there. Everybody linked up. We
That
was
was
gonna
the
see each other, and we made it happen over there.
Yeah.
But after a while, I started my thing because I ran with Puff and Jodeci and whatever.
Yeah.
I started getting artists, and I brought him to D. And D was in the Spinners Heavy too, because he used to take me to Sony all the time.
Yeah, 50 Fix.
And 50 Fix. We used to go to Sony, and D was really, he really had an ear. He developed it after a while, but he got into the music heavy.
X
And then he
got
stopped
into it.
hustling. Yeah.
X is the one, Earl is the one that taught us all.
Yeah.
Earl.
Yeah.
DMX, man. It's Earl Simmons that taught us all the phonetics of music. He taught D.
That's big.
There we go right there. Look at my brother.
Oh,
See
yeah,
us?
yeah.
See us? That's Get It On The Floor. We shot this video in DC.
Right.
This X third album.
Yeah.
No, this is Grand Champ. I'm on this album right here.
Yeah.
Untouchables. Yeah, we did that drum with Selena Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot this in the club in DC. Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor.
Yeah.
Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. You don't want to party with your ass, gotta go. You don't want to party with your ass, you can rock to this motherfucker, rock to this motherfucker, beat to this motherfucker. Let's get X taught us all, man. X is the X. Y'all don't understand the loss that we just took, man.
Yeah, I do, man.
We do.
Niggas, as a fan, you can probably feel that like I felt Pac and Biggie, but this, for me, X is the reason we out the hood, we ever got a chance to. If it wasn't for him, none of them niggas, none of us would have. Where you getting out the hood at? What y'all niggas doing? What you gonna work 9 to 5 with the sanitation? You gonna sell 100 kilos and get 99 years with no Black Sunday?
Right.
X is the nigga that provided for all of us, man. He made me Sean Cross. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be Cross.
Right.
Yeah, me and Eric B was talking about this dude this morning, how the effect that he had when he came, and the effect when he left, the void.
He
Like,
filled the
he filled
void.
one, and then he left and left one.
He filled that void for Pac and Big. Because life is like this. It's not all peaches and cream. And Puff was showing all peaches and cream. He wasn't showing the dark side of life. So when the dog came, he showed the dark side of life. And that's what the majority of the world is in. The dark side of life. You know what I'm saying? You did 31 years. That's the dark side of life. You know what I'm saying? My time I did, that's the dark side of life. Being broken, fucked up, and no money to feed, that's the dark side of life. Trying to figure out how you gonna get $1 is the dark side of life. And he expressed that throughout his whole career, my nigga.
That's facts. That's facts.
And I thank God for giving the world to him to the world, man.
And one thing I liked about X, he always talked about God, man.
No, he kept God first. He was a devout Christian.
All the time.
And he's guaranteed paradise despite his adversities.
Yes, he is. Of course he is. Yes, he is. And he was a hell of an actor, man.
No, Earl is
his acting skills was crazy.
Niggas don't
The first
understand.
film he aced.
Listen, Earl is a genius. Listen, Earl is not just a musical genius. Earl is book smart. Earl was a GED tutor in Uncle Ray's class. A GED tutor. This is before he got on. You a GED tutor? You a smart nigga, man. To be a tutor for GED? Nah, that's different. That's shit. And the world don't know that story. That nigga is a different type of beast, man. He's not just that nigga's a bookworm, man.
And then these dudes grew up in foster care, so for him to even be at that level in foster house, Children Village, he grew up there. I go up there and get speeches to those kids.
You know that
I was checking the dude. They took his pictures down. So I checked the dude there. I was like, listen. So when things is bad, y'all took his pictures down. I said, let me explain something to you. I said, let me explain something to you.
This makes a lot.
He gonna make a comeback, and I'm gonna make sure he never donate money back to the school and get this place again. I'm gonna make sure of that. Because I'm gonna tell him what y'all did. You know what I'm saying?
You see, what you know, that's a memory. See, what you got to understand is that, you know, we know your mother is your right-hand man in life. His mother put him there because the sister told her to put him there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, X story is a different story from a lot of black men's story. Your mother turned her back on you and you don't have nobody.
Exactly.
Because you hear most niggas, they father gone. You don't hear a nigga talking about they father the black household. Everybody is mother this and mother that and mother this and mother that. And his mother put him in a situation to where either the system was gonna take him from her, or they gave her the ultimatum, or you go take him, or we gonna take him. And he didn't understand because he's a kid. Yo, listen, man. That shit, you spot with all that type of shit as a little boy, my nigga, that shit fucking nigga mind up. Earl mind was, y'all saw Earl as the MC. We saw Earl in his weakest times and points because of his history and what his mother did by being threatened by the system. You have to involuntarily put your son in reform school.
And that shit ain't reforming, man.
It ain't, jail does not reform nobody.
There's a few people. Fat Joe came through the same one.
Right.
Denzel Washington.
But their
came through the
mothers
same
never put them in it.
You
See,
know,
the system put them in it.
Right.
See, Earl's situation, the queen did it.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal.
Difference. Yeah.
Your mother is your fucking jugular vein, baby.
Exactly.
Your mother is your jugular vein, and she apologized, and I accepted her apology, and we, you know, and hopefully X accepted it. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through shit with my mother. You know what I mean? So I understand his demons.
Yeah.
I just was, thank God that nobody never passed me no drugs. A nigga passed Earl crack when he was 14 years old.
Yeah.
So Earl's situation is different from ours. Yeah, we might have grew up poor, but you might have committed crimes and got yourself in Spofford or Tryon or DFY or Rikers Island, C-74, you was a wild old nigga. But when your mother gotta take you somewhere and drop you off to jail, that's a different, that shit has a different
that's something else.
effect on human
That's
beings.
definitely different.
And he was so poised in his greatness that, you know, it affected him, and he expressed it through his lyrics. His effect, how he was affected by those atrocities committed against him, by his family, and you know, and the nigga giving him crack cocaine. That's atrocities right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So God still gave him what 100,000 men won't get in a lifetime.
That's right.
You understand? And he took him at 50. There's nothing we can do because that man did his job on this planet, and most men live on this planet without doing no jobs and died without. You know, Earl told me, he said, everybody has a gift, Cross. He said, don't die without finding your gift. Your gift can be anything.
Yeah, that's right.
It can be anything.
That's right.
This can be your gift.
Right.
This can be your gift. That can be your gift. That can be your gift. That can be her gift. But do not go through life without finding it.
Yes, right.
Because now you end up dead.
Right.
Because you're still conscious when you're dead.
That's
It ain't
true.
like you're
That's
unconscious
true.
when you're dead. Your conscious is still there.
Yeah.
Your spiritual conscious is still knowing about your life as you were living. So if you didn't live it, you're gonna be like, how the fuck I let these niggas kill me? How the fuck I crashed this car? How the fuck I let this corona, whatever happens.
Right.
So live your life and live your truth, and don't let nobody stop you, man.
Okay, I'll say one thing, because you're a conscious guy in the streets, you grew up like us and everything, right? How you feel? Because I feel a certain way about, you know, it's wrong. When
Right.
cops, when they kill a brother,
Right.
the city's uproar.
Right.
But we live in this every day, and these kids today, it's different
Right.
like when we came up. We
Right.
came up, dude got killed, it was more reason, not saying it was right, but it's just, these gangs is ridiculous.
Right. See,
How do you feel about these rappers today as far as like, even like the older guys, like the Puff Jay-Z, do you feel they should stand up more? Because they're getting really out of control.
you know who has to stand up more? The black man. He has to take accountability. You have to raise your sons to the best of your ability. My dad did all he fucking could. I can't blame, if I got 25 years to today or tomorrow for killing a nigga, I can't blame my father. See, most of these niggas blame their father. My father wasn't there. My mother was on crack. It's a lot of issues that we deal with. And it's a book called Changes in Images of Psychological Slavery by Naeem Akbar. And this book is so powerful that there is a reason and a cause and effect for the behavior of the black race today, from the black woman to the black man. See, you gotta understand something, right? I have 7 children. I got 4 sons, 3 daughters, right? My oldest is 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? So if I took my children and never taught them reading, writing, and arithmetic, what would they be? That's a question I'm asking you.
Be in the streets.
No, fuck the streets, but what would they be?
Illiterate.
Nothing. No, illiterate doesn't mean you stupid. Illiterate just means you don't know. Doesn't mean you can't learn to know. It's, that's not a bad word, illiterate. However, that went on for 500 years. And people keep saying, oh, you can't blame this and blame that and whoop-de-woo. You have to, because it was a situation whereas, because in order to solve a problem, you have to get to the root of the problem. That's mathematics, that's school. The problem, you freed 4 million niggas, you promised them 40 acres in a mule to be a part of the world's global economic structure, you kill a president that has this bill on the table. Once you assassinate him, the bill is gone, but you free 4 million niggas to nothing. No education, no source of income. This is America, this is not Jamaica, this is not Trinidad, this is not Belize. This is a country where the white man inhabited it. He inhabited this land. So the struggle for us is greater than those who came under that slave struggle, because we was in the face of the oppressor every day. Those places were just workstations. These places were living habits for these people. So you have to go back to that time to understand why we're in this time. Without the past, you can't have the future. And our future is grim right now because of the past. You take a nigga, you give him nothing. My synopsis is, I tell brothers that ask your same question. I say, I got 10 hungry lions. I put them in an 18-wheeler. I let them go today on 125th Street. What they gonna do? So a man, a human being, is at the top of the food chain. He's over every animal. So when he's hungry, what is he gonna do? He's gonna react in a way. When a nigga eating to get money, he don't want no problems. He's not trying to go and shoot and rob and steal and pillage.
But these young guys, they ain't trying to get the money. When they get money, they still
No, they've not. No. They've never been taught to get money. They got a mother that's listening, that's watching Love and Hip Hop. Daddy is gone. Grandmama don't want to watch you, nigga. She's smoking a pack. This shit is deeper than rap, man.
Yeah.
It's deeper than rap, brother. It is deeper than rap. And it's psychologically that a baby, you have to be very careful, man. And it's obviously that we weren't very careful with the children that you see today. I just seen a nigga kill a nigga the other day.
Yeah.
On Lenox Avenue.
Yeah.
On 136.
Yeah.
He shot the nigga,
Yeah.
ran, trotting. Police didn't even see him. He ran across the street, looking both ways, then ran up between Seraph and Lenox. You smoke too many blunts, little brother.
Yeah.
Next stop is Attica. But you broke. You don't have no money. You get into a problem. When you angry, when you broke, you're angry. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When you ain't got no money in your pocket and no means to go buy no 4 chicken wings and fried rice, you got an anger problem, nigga. Everybody gotta get it. It's just natural human instinct. So what we're seeing today is a result of hunger and a lack of knowledge, man. It's nothing we can do.
And it's true. It's true. Let me just say what's something. It's true because you gotta understand, they doing this everywhere. You understand? They ain't just doing this in one neighborhood. They doing this everywhere. You know, and it's turned into like a fiasco, man. It's like, but back in the day, you might fight. punch me in the face, I punch you in the face. Now these dudes are just shooting each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And because of all the things that he just said, because I'm listening, because I'm trying to make sense out of like you, me and you and Cash have a discussion every fucking week. But that's the reason why.
It's the cause. See, listen.
That's why so much.
Listen, not to cut your wisdom. Like I said, you can have both parents in the house and I participated in that lifestyle. I participated in robbing and stealing and shooting. I participated in that. You understand? This is the environment. Poverty creates this mentality, man. The music that you listen to, the music, even in my time, the music ain't tell us to go KRS wasn't talking about killing niggas. Yeah. The music that they tell a nigga, I send a chopper and bitches on my dick. So it's no respect for the black woman. It is no respect for the black man. And music is the most powerful thing on this planet. And it controls the minds of humans. And these kids have no God. See what I told you earlier? I had millionaires that talked to me. These little niggas never seen the street millionaire because they don't exist no more in this area. It might be some Detroit niggas getting millions. It might be some Mississippi, Alabama, but Harlem and New York, they don't breed millionaires no more on the drug level like they did.
That's
in the 80s and 70s.
You just said Freddie. You just said Freddie Myers. You said who?
I said Freddie Myers.
Oh, you said Freddie Myers. So you playing ball.
Yeah.
But these is
you went
niggas.
to the store for these dudes that was millionaires. They gave you $50.
Yeah.
These dudes don't see none of that.
They don't have none of that. And the
So we looking at getting fly, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. This is what we see.
Yeah.
They not seeing nothing right now.
No.
And they broke, and they fucked up, and their parents is spending their money on fucking surgeries and going to the next motherfucking lounge and buying video games and leaving them in the house and shit.
Yep.
And the video games is violent.
Yep.
Video games is the best video games.
We played Pac-Man and Donkey Kong,
No,
man.
say Call
of Duty.
Call of Duty is all shooting.
Yeah.
Motherfucking changing guns, man.
You murdering niggas.
You murdering niggas.
I'm cutting niggas with the knife on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
My daughter's playing Call of Duty. I said, Lulu, you gotta get off this game, baby, because they got racist niggas on Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Call of Duty, they be this must be a fucking monkey. This must be a nigger. Yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, cracker. It's a motherfucking nigga, you fucking devil cracker.
And then in the video, like you said in the video, you like,
yeah, that is Call of Duty.
What's the video we just saw that you like every time about they got ooh-wops.
Oh yeah, money back yo.
They got ooh-wops every time they rap. They come to ooh-wop out.
Yeah.
Like ooh-wop, like it's fun to pull out. Come on.
How are we gonna
so they
stop
minds is
and
fucked
kill?
up.
Right. So how we gonna?
That's where it's coming from.
It is.
Okay, so if you in the top of the
But we got shorter from there.
Okay, yeah.
And we can talk across for a week.
Alright, one more question. Alright, you top of the food chain, yo.
Right.
Well, you conscious. I'm pretty sure you would want to do something or say something like to put a minimum, at least breaks to this. Is getting ridiculous.
What I would say to the youth be, you know what I'm saying, including myself first, man, like we have to put love back into our minds and hearts some way, somehow. But human nature, if you go to Russia and you go to their jails, there's nothing but Russian people inside of their prisons that's committed murder, all type of crimes. So my thing is, it's no such thing as black on black crime. That's some shit white people came up with. Lions kill lions. Giraffes kill giraffes. Frogs kill frogs. If you put a bunch of niggas in an environment together, hungry, fucked up, you're gonna have the result that you see today, brother. Listen, you provide some jobs for these niggas, man, that's substantial to their mind. Listen, my nephew, right? I'm gonna give you a story, short. My nephew, this nigga's a genius, B. I mean, chess champion at 12 years old, genius nigga, B. I've never seen a high school report card with all hundreds in my life. And you know, life, you give your parents a hard time, your kids give you a hard time. You know, despite me giving my parents a hard time, I didn't want to. You know, I prayed for better days. You feel me? But sis and them, they smelling their little coochie. They disrespecting Nana, and now she got to exceed that. And I love my nephew. He get pinched with 2 pistols.
And this is the chess guy.
This is the chess guy. The first time, he shows me his report card, it's all hundreds. I said, yo, nephew, this shit is amazing. But you know what school you gotta go to now? He said, what school, uncle? I said, you gotta go to the school of man and honor. Because his first thing was out his mouth was, I wanna get fresh. I said, nephew, it's not about getting fresh. It's about getting fresh when you want to. Because your brain, what you have here will allow you to buy whatever you want materialistically in the world. It has to start here, the thought, to accumulate the capital. So these kids have a materialistic mentality today. My daughter, I'm trying to train her right now, like, Zai, you want this money for designer shit when you can put this money in the bank and be able to buy designer shit whenever you feel like it. If daddy give you $1,500, don't go spend $1,000 on shoes and $500 on jeans and a t-shirt. For what? Because you can't get no money out of that. The best thing you can do is go buy some jewelry. Buy some gold. Buy some shit that's gonna come back to you if you ever get fucked up.
Exactly.
So the premises of these kids is that they just the rap is just showing nigga money and jewelry and cars. They don't show a nigga the house and the property investments they made, or the stock investments they made, or any of the business that's involved. It's just money, drugs, and guns, and that's what the motherfucking record labels is promoting.
Yeah, it is.
They promoting that. You talking that, you're gonna get a deal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
People don't want to hear the consciousness because when you fucked up, you really don't want to hear that because that's just talk. I need actions. They used to have free lunch programs in the ghettos when I was a kid. There's no more free lunch. There's no more after school centers.
In the summertime.
These niggas got too much idle time. It's too much idle time.
Go to school, go get some lunch.
Yeah, but the summertime, like, it's different. Like, when we was kids, I know you have to have to make it quick.
Yeah.
But when we was kids, we get up 8 o'clock. Come to school,
get
get
that
free
food.
lunch,
Mhm.
then play all day.
Yeah.
Now these kids don't come out till 1, 2 o'clock.
Because they don't have.
They don't come out till 2
They
o'clock.
ready to go turn that machine on.
Yeah, we was coming out 8, 7:30. In the summer, we couldn't wait. No school. Shit.
And that's because technology is taking over the minds.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to take the tablets from my daughters. Like, y'all not getting on this tablet right now. If this is not have nothing to do with school, it's no purpose of you looking at this. For what? Go read a book. You got Kumon, go do Kumon, go do something.
Yeah.
You're not gonna keep looking on this tablet on YouTube all day because it's corrupting and brainwashing your mind. This shit is yo, big bro, it's a deeper conversation, man.
Yeah,
We ain't got enough
to
time for it.
Yeah. But you know,
Yeah, just give me, listen, we had a very deep conversation.
Very, man.
I told y'all with my man.
We didn't even get all the way
Nah. We gonna say that for the block.
Yeah.
You know, with this, I know some people want to get at you because you spoke a lot of truth and a lot of fact.
Yeah.
Tell me your links and all that, man.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Sean Cross _1128. Facebook, Sean Cross, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. All music is on platforms.
YouTube.
All movies is on platforms. YouTube, videos. We got movies coming on the way, mixtapes, artists coming. Just a bunch of work, man. Just a bunch of work coming, man. We got a bunch of stuff coming, man.
Yes.
And we looking for new talent too. Always looking for new talent. So if you got it, pull up. We not knocking on the door, we in the door. You know what I'm saying? Pull up.
So let them know what podcast show you on right now, bro.
Man, I'm on the beat 139.
There it is.
You heard me?
The big 139.